as we are coming up to qualifying. I'm going to be silent for qualifying as we go out. Let's ride with Brandon Smith as he takes you around Talladega with late models. Riding with Everett D. Lane in the one car out of Old School Motorsports, also known as the John Deere of racing. We'll have to take a lap. Still got me, Travis?
Yeah, I got you. Dang, a 54.7.
He was draft. I believe he was draft. I'm not entirely sure. As qualifying times are now coming in, looks like Everett G. Lane has a pole right now with the 454.882. Brandon Smith claims the outside row with the 454.966 so far in qualifying.
Now, I wonder if Everett decided to cut it through the grass there.
Maybe. I did keep my camera on him, but ooh, Daryl comes in with the 854.
Yeah, he was really strong. The fast-paced racing season finale here.
I
Ran up front all the way to the end and had an unfortunate crash. But
I just can't. In my mind, I know this is sound a little bit harsh, but Daryl and running up front just don't mix with me. It's gonna take a while to get used to. I don't mean that in a bad way, Daryl. It's just all I've known you. It's like you're never up there. Everett took the pole away from Daryl with the 763.
so we got a TV star and a lawnmower on the front row. Should be pretty exciting.
That it should be. That it should.
We
How
need to.
much you want to bet the TV star is going to run the lawnmower into the grass?
Uh, it wouldn't surprise me. Who's your pick tonight? Who do you think's gonna take it?
I got lawnmower. I got Mr. John Deere himself, Everett D. Lane.
I'd say watch for Daryl. Daryl, the TV star. I think he'll run up to the field. Martin Porter, his qualifying might not look so strong, but he's always fast here.
Brian Bouchard just came in, looks like.
He's always up front, it seems like. I've raced with him several times, so watch for him to be a threat, too.
Yep. I'm
That's
looking at
one
these
of...
qualifying times. It looks like it's Everett D. Lane with the 54.763. Daryl came in with the 54.789. And Joe Wood rounding up your podium with an 814, just 2,000ths of a second quicker than Preston Boris. Whoa! We got a new pulsar, Mike A. Taylor.
Man, I was just getting ready to say my teammates swept the top three, but Mike had to ruin the party.
That he did. Strong lot there. As they are now getting ready to grid. I'm going to take you right with the pace car. Let's go. Let's ride in the pace car.
For those of you just joining us, this is Fast Pace Racing League, just a fun race from them. Open lottery, so anyone could get in here. So it's gonna be pretty wild.
Your sponsors for tonight is, of course, Fastlane Racing League. This is late models at Talladega. 35 laps on Storm TV. This is David Wenk and Travis Brown as your commentators for tonight's race. It should be a good one, Everett. Everett. What I call you, Everett. Travis, you're more familiar with this league than I am, let's do the picks again. I got the I can't talk today apparently, but I got the John Deere and D Lane, and who did you get again?
The number 54, Daryl Cronkright. I think
Oh,
he'll.
TV star.
Yeah, so we got Hollywood and lawnmower picks. So
You're gonna
be
have to tell
interesting to
me
see.
another time how Daryl got Hollywood as a nickname. Another time. It looks like your old school teammates are starting on the outside row, 1-2.
I guess as we're waiting for him to take the green, I'll say it on there. Uh, First race I ran in the Cora Sunday Money series, he was in and he calls the big one, and they focused on him for like 10 minutes under the caution. So we called him the TV star from
What?
then on. So
I never knew that, or I'll use that. But
yes, and
was it him that caused the big one? Or was it me that caused the big one there?
well, there were several big ones, so I'm sure there was enough blame to go around.
I'm not called tornado for nothing. That's besides the point. Let's get back to the fast lane series. Enough reminiscing of the old dreadful past that we all seem to share. So how do you think this race will play out, Everett? Why do I keep calling you Everett? I'll, so
Quit
how do you?
insulting me. Uh,
I, how do you think the race will play out? What you're thinking caution-wise for tonight's race, there, Travis?
I think first 15 laps or so we'll go single to double file, a lot of give and take. That second 20 or whatever it is, I think that's when you'll start seeing guys maybe trying three wide. And I think once they start trying to go three wide, I think that's when you'll start seeing the cautions unfold.
Yeah, it's with these cars, they get up to about 175, and you can go 3-4 wide easily at Talladega, and you can stick it easily. So you guys are going to see a lot of exciting racing. It's just a matter of can they hold it, because similar to what my last stream is, one little mistake here in plate racing, one little mistake can cause the big one, and you don't want to be the cause of the big one. I know that firsthand. That's how I got my nickname. So it should be an interesting race.
So it's going to be Mike Taylor, Everett Lane, Daryl Cronkright, Joel Wood, Preston Bors, Brandon Smith, John Murray, Martin Porter, and Brian Bouchard. 9 cars. Going to be a lot of action.
9 cars, 35 laps of exciting 2 to 3 wide beating and banging racing here at Talladega. Just so you don't know, this is a 2.5 roughly mile track, and it is always a fun track to race on. As we're getting ready to go green, pace car is getting ready to head off. There it goes, going to pits.
Hold on tight. It's about to get wild.
That indeed it is. Start finish line's a little bit weird on this track.
Green flag, green flag.
And the green flag is out. The 9, I can't talk today. The 1 leads the 9 on the front stretch going into 1.
Ooh, he'll drop out, leave Joel Wood on the high side.
He ain't going to leave him out hanging. He's going right back up there on the high side, try to get Joe Wood the draft there.
Now this is a scenario you don't want to be Everett D-Lane on the last lap when you have that big of a gap, because you're about to see the 9. Ooh, see who that was
The
jumping
88
out of
looks
line.
like. I'm jumping on the
88.
outside.
I think had he not have done that, that lower line would have got to Everett.
No, that's the 186 of Preston Forrest, I believe. That made the outside and moved to third. Nice move there. He gained a couple of spots, used the draft well, and completed the pass. After that, he's going to high side, trying to gain more spots, but falls back in line behind Joe Wood in 79.
One lap in the books, single file all the way back. Now this is something you're going to expect to see, especially with a smaller field like this. You're going to take it easy for these first half of the race, and then get crazy when it counts.
Are you sure the 9 and 186 want to take it easy? Looks like they're trying to get a run, jump on the high side. And there he goes, 54, Darrell going to the high side, followed by the 50 of Brandon Smith, jumping to the outside, trying to make a move on the 9.
Now the 2-car tango, you might can make up some ground with it, but you won't pull away from the field. So look for a lot of pack racing.
As we're riding right now with Preston Forrest as he looks up to Joe Wood and Everett D. Lane. And about that, these cars do draft well, but they cannot pull away from the pack. It's always going to be a pack. It's just a matter of if they're going to go single file or if they're going to go 2-3 wide. But draft is very crucial with these cars.
Man, he is all over Joel Wood in the 79. It's a 3-car tandem right there.
And
Oh,
he's
and
going to the outside.
thanks,
Followed by the
Petrovic drops
9.
back down.
Everybody's peeking on the outside, but no one wants to make the commitment to the outside. They all fall back single file. Well,
Now, a
except
lot
for
of what...
31.
Oh, and he's going to be hung out to dry, it looks like. Now, a lot of times you'll see these guys peek out and they're just trying to cool their engines down, look around in front of them. Oh, now Preston, I think he wants someone to go with him, try to get second place
Yeah,
from
but
Joe Wood.
he has no one near him to make that work. If he goes out, he's going to lose a lot of track position because Darrell in the 54 is not close enough to provide him that tandem draft he's thinking he needs. Whoops, I don't want you, pace car. He's committed to the outside. He's out there. It's just a matter pace car.
Yeah, he's looking over and saying, "Rot row, shouldn't have done that."
Because Darrell's not following him. It looks like the 9's not going to follow him either.
Yeah, he's about to get freight trained.
But then again, with these cars, he can do that. He can get the side draft to make the move. It's just he's not going to make a lot of move unless someone's out there with him, providing that draft backwards. That back draft he's thinking of, along with the side draft.
Looks like we have a couple willing to go outside, but still too far back. Preston's hanging with them though.
Yeah, he's used that side draft well. Pace car wants to be in the spotlight. But yeah, the 186 is still hanging out there with Joe Wood in the 79. A couple of cars bobbing and weaving, trying to find their groove. The 9 makes a commitment on the outside also. 54, 1, and 79 still on the bottom, top 3 on the bottom.
It's too wide all the way back now. See these guys starting to make some more moves.
Preston is up to the leader with Everett D. Lane. He really is using that draft beautifully. We might have new lead on the side.
Oh, it's going to be close, but I think Everett's going to be able to edge him out right here because he has help.
Yeah, I think Everett just got that.
9 thousandths of a second.
Ooh. And that could be your finish there.
Or less.
It looks like we're going to have about 5 cars on the bottom line, 3 cars on the high line testing the waters.
Now, with the way this race has been going single file, these guys might start getting, a little more wild earlier because they're starting to worry. Maybe we're gonna go single file the whole race, and they want to be up there, track position.
We still got roughly about 29 to 30 laps left, so there's still plenty of time. Don't need to get too crazy too early, because that'll just end your race early. So you need to find a nice balance of patience, but also aggressiveness. You want to be up front so you can avoid the wrecks in the back, which they usually happen, but you don't want to be too aggressive where you're actually the cause of the wreck. It's a fine balance you got to make here.
Preston just blinked out.
I see him still.
Came my screen. His ping's a little high, but
Oh,
he's
there we
back
go. There
now.
we go.
Oh,
The
wrecking.
50 in the wall
Now they're
hard.
wrecking. Oh, big
What do
wreck.
you
The
got?
2
9
cars.
also gets a piece of it. Let's reverse this
Man,
and see what happens.
gotta feel bad for Mike Taylor there and Brandon Smith. But Mike Taylor sitting on the pole to a wrecked race car.
That's definitely not what I want to do. Sorry, I get used to the cameras again.
Don't
I'm
look like
having
Mike has.
blonde moments here.
Don't look like Mike Seven has too much damage.
Sorry, folks. I'm just having a blonde moment right now. As we look at it, it looks like the 47 of Brian just tags the 9, which in turn sends him to of the 50 of Brandon Smith, I believe that is. As we're going to watch here, watch the 47 come up, try to take a 3 wide. He just was a little bit too high and didn't have enough room, and that was enough to send tap the 9, which in turn send it directly into the 50 and just nowhere to go for the 50.
Just slight contact there.
But that's all it takes with these big plate race tracks. That's all it takes. So as we go back up front, you see the 9's crab walking a little bit. That's to be expected. Looks like we got a couple takers on pit road, including the 54 Daryl and the 9 of Mike A. Taylor.
It'll be interesting to look. Looking from on board the Brian Bouchard, number 47. That looked more like a racing to me. He tried to go 3 wide. The hole was closing. Good save by the 47.
Yeah, I'm going to get you a on board of Brian Bouchard here. Be patient with me, and I do apologize again. I'm a little bit rusty right now, but we'll all get better eventually. Yeah, you're right. It looks like you tried to take it 3 wide and just not enough room. I'll say that's racing incident. A little bit over aggressiveness by Brian, but like I said, he did try to take it 3 wide. I just don't think it was enough room personally to go take it 3 wide at that moment. I think the 9 crowded him a little bit. But yeah, I agree. It is a racing incident. As you ride on board there. One last camera angle. Oops. I don't know why I am having too many stupid moments here. Right on board with Brandon. That hard hit he took. This is only our first caution. It's lap 9. First caution of the race. And it's been a pretty good race. We got 2 wide for a few laps, but mostly at the beginning of the race it was single file, then it moved to 2 wide. Now, what do you expect on this restart? 2 wide, 3 wide, or go back to single file racing? There, Travis.
I think the guys are probably going to start getting a little more aggressive, so I think we'll go 2 wide for a little bit, maybe a little bit of 3 wide.
Now, you're more familiar with this fast-paced racing. So why don't you give the fans a little bit more information about this league?
They race Wednesdays and Saturdays. I think they're adding a Monday series in the trucks. So you can check them out at fprleague.com. They got forums, results. Uh, gonna start, broadcasting on this channel sometimes, mainly the Saturday races. They run late model street stocks and, like I said, the truck series. So it's really a great league. A lot of fun events they put on, like this one. Uh, it's really a lot of fun.
And like Travis said, the Saturday night races will be broadcasted here on Storm TV at twitch.tv King Tornado 2. So stay tuned every Saturday night. There will be broadcasts. It should be exciting, fun. And as the pace car lights are out, so this time around we will go back green flag racing. And I do think there will be a little bit over aggressive. I think we'll do see a little bit three wide action. I know the fans will love the three wide action. I am curious what Everett's doing here. Maybe he's just playing around a little bit. You never know with Lawnmower over there.
There's a possibility he might be saving fuel and has the car shut off. I don't know if they need fuel. He might have the car shut off right now.
That he may.
Yeah, I'd say he has the car shut off
Yep.
the way they're passing him now.
So saving fuel early here in the first caution. Strategy coming into play early in the race. But like I said, the pace car lights are out. It'll be coming in this time around. Go back green flag racing. You better catch up. Pace car is in. The 186 of Preston leads the field with Everett D. Lane on the bottom.
Green
And they're
flag.
waiting for a long green flag run. As you hear it, green flag is out. The one on the bottom followed by the 186 on top. 186 looks like 186 of Preston looks like he will have the run on the outside to complete the pass on the high side.
I was thinking if Martin could have stayed with him on that restart, Preston might have had a shot at the lead.
Looks like Everett D. Lane is coming back and battling Preston. He's not going to let Preston have it easily on the high side.
That allowed Joel Wood and Martin Porter to get a little run on those two, being so far out in front.
It looks like we're basically back to the races we were before the caution. Two wide, a little bit of basically two packs, front pack with a couple car lengths distance from the back pack. But this is getting, we got about 25, 24 laps to go, so this will spice up a little bit. As Daryl is way far behind the pack. I'm curious what happened to him. I recall him getting into that wreck as the 47 gets a little bit loose on the bottom. As you see the back pack in single file to catch up with his front pack, and 31's
Little
taking it
bit
three
three wide.
wide. Doesn't have the room to run and take it three wide, but he's looking for it. As Everett B. Lane still leads with Preston 186 on the high side and 79 of Joe Wood on the bottom, followed by the 47 of Brian Bouchard and the 31.
You wanted to say Bruce Bouchard, didn't you?
Oh, did I say Bruce Bouchard? I meant Brian
No,
Bouchard.
you said Brian, but I thought you almost said Bruce.
He's stupid Bouchards. Anyway, that's not the point.
All we got is a big pack here.
There is a big pack. The back three cars have caught the front pack, but it looks like it's settling down a little bit. No one's making too crazy of a move. And they're all just kind of hanging. Preston the 186 on the high side, Everett D. Lang on the bottom, leading both lines. And we got a three wide push with the 47-79 in one car. Tandem drafting starting early. The 79 of Joel gets a little high. Looks like the 50 and 9 are trying to make the outside work a little bit hooked up and rolling. Doesn't seem to have much success so far. Oh, maybe it spoke too soon. They are moving on the high side, the 9 and 50. Slowly but surely they're making a move. And 31's getting a little bit loose, pushing to 186 of Preston.
Preston led that last lap by 3 thousandths of a second. So, or no, not 3 thousandths of a second, 13 hundredths of a second. So, pretty close field right here.
Yeah, it is. And they're the high side's using every bit of that bottom draft as they can, that side draft. And that side draft is crucial for the high side because it adds an extra dimension of the draft that the bottom lines don't got, and you can build a run, a beautiful run there. Ooh, I think the 50 hit the wall there on the outside. The 9 and 50 are way high up in the fourth line. And the 31 falls to the bottom line, leaving the Preston up high all alone. Maybe he figured, hey, I can't get this work up here. We'll fall below on the bottom line, see if I can get a run here. And because of that loss of draft, Preston is slowly falling back in the field. Slowly. He's not keeping side by side with Everett D9 like it once was. That's why the draft is so crucial here.
Mike Taylor and Brandon Smith have hooked up. Remember, they were involved in our first and only caution
Yeah,
laps
they
ago.
were. They're struggling to get the high line working. And I say go to the bottom. Actually, no, they look like they're trying to pass the six. There's not so much luck. The sixes show some nice speed here. And the 31 goes back to the high side to help Preston in the 186 car. Everett still your leader, followed by Joel Wood in the 79 on the bottom. We got the Preston in the 186. And the 31 of Martin Porter on the outside, leading your outside charge. Oh, the 186 gets massively
Way
loose
loose.
up the track. The 31 taking 3 wide gets in, and Preston looks like he'll fall right behind the 31 and get refocused, get resettled, and make another charge on that outside line.
Can't believe he saved that.
Indeed, you're going about 180 here. And even with these cars, that was a good save. These cars are finicky at high speeds.
As they take lap 16 now. Or lap 17, pardon me.
Now the question is, does 31 have the speed as a lead car that Preston has? That is the question. Because the back car needs to have speed, yes. But the front car needs to have the most speed. It needs to be fast, or else they're just going to fall gently back. The front car is the one that's getting all the air pushed onto his car. And it looks like, I don't think the 31 is faster than Preston in the 186 because they're slowly falling back to the high side. No matter how hard Preston is pushing that 31 of Porter.
Those of you just joining us, this is Fast Pace Racing League. Just a fun event for them. Season's over. Preparations for Season 2.
Indeed, every Saturday night you can catch the Fast Lane Racing Series here on Storm TV at twitch.tv/tornado2. As looks like the 31's made up some ground. He's pushing hard on that outside, and looks like he has the lead over Everett D. Lane in the 1. The dominant car of the day, and the 79
Oh,
high.
man.
Gets loose. Nicely saved there by Joe Wood in the 79.
They can't keep racing like this without wrecking, though, David.
No, they're going to
There's
wreck
no
eventually.
way.
Looks like the 1 and
Oh,
79
they're
are heading to
pitting.
pit road. Surrendering the lead to the 31 of Martin Porter. And Preston.
Oh, Brandon
Ooh,
sideways. Whoa.
50 gets sideways.
There's no way they're going to make it a couple more laps.
The pit road speed is 45 miles an hour. They don't have to fear about getting lapped. But if this comes down to a pit stop race, those precious seconds lost in the pit road could play the difference if it goes green at the end. As look back up front, the 31 of Martin Porter is your new leader, followed by the 186 of Preston.
Look for Martin to be pitting this time.
So pit road strategy coming into factor here on lap 19 of 35.
Oh,
Oh,
there's Mike Taylor.
Mike Taylor gets a little bit loose on the bottom.
Saves. Golly. So it's going to be Brandon Smith and Mike Taylor, the only two cars.
They did pit. I do recall they did pit last caution, the very first caution. And as we watched the four cars come down pit road, they did pit under last caution, so they have a little extra range here. I'm not too certain of the range here with these cars and how they're set up, so you're gonna have to forgive me about that. And I think the 47 missed his pit, or he's very slow in finding it. Most of these guys are gas and go. Looks like the 6 is going to get some tires. That's about it as we ride along with catch back up with everything done in the 1 and the 79 of Joel Wood. Your leaders right now are the 50 of Brandon Smith and the 9 of
Mike Taylor.
Mark Taylor. Sorry, I'm not too familiar with these names. Do apologize. Mike and Brandon separated a little bit. That's going to cost them some speed, especially from these two, Everett D. Lane and Joe Wood. Some of the old school guys, right? Even though they're a bunch of youngsters, they like to call themselves old school. Making a charge. Preston's by himself after pit road stops. But I am curious when the 50 and 9 are going to come back down pit road, if they need to come back down pit road. We got roughly about 14 to 15 laps left in this race. And pit stop strategy is coming into a factor. These guys have massive lead.
Caution's out.
We got a caution. I see smoke. Looks like the one
Real quick and then tell me what you got.
Preston, the strong car. Preston will be the lucky dog here. Well,
I'm not finding.
he just spun by himself.
Oh, he
Clipped
just
the apron,
he
went
just got on
around.
the apron. Hold on, let me get back to this.
Now, because he brought out the caution, I don't think he will be getting that lucky dog.
Yeah, he's just got on the apron, and once you get on the apron, the difference in the banking is too extreme. It just wants to send the car loose and spiraling. And it's a matter of did he get loose or just misjudge? Or did he bring the caution on purpose? You never know, but he is the reason of caution. It's self-spin by the 184 of Preston.
And as racers, we will do anything to win, so wouldn't be too surprised
And
if he...
shockingly, hold on, sorry to interrupt you, but I think the pace car is crab walking. I've never seen this in all my time in iRacing. The pace car is crab walking. Someone get that Mustang a new suspension.
I wonder who hit the pace car.
Oh, that brings you back to the days of Thunder. Hit the pace car.
Yeah.
But beside the point, this is going to bunch up the field. This is going to eliminate all the pit strategy. And unless the 9 and 50 don't pit, but if they do pit, it's going to eliminate all the fuel strategy, all the pit strategy. It's going to jumble up. And with this roughly about 10 laps, I think, is what's going to have left, you're going to see some 3-4 wide racing here at Fastlane Racing League.
Now, if the 42 car was out here, I'd be worried about the jet dryers.
That joke is never going to get old. Even though how much he hates it, that joke is never getting old. But, man, look who's in second place. Everett D. Lane. The leader for most of the race, going back to second place. And I don't know if Mike Porter pitted. Can you
Mike
that
Taylor
out?
did not pit. He stayed out, so looks to me like we'll have roughly 3 or 4 cars on the lead lap.
That caution came out at a bad time, apparently. But I'm curious if the 9 Mike Taylor can make it. We got about 12 laps right now as we're pacing under our second caution of the race. I am curious, can he make it? Like I said, I'm not too familiar how much fuel these cars have at this race. But nevertheless, we're going to see an action-packed finish here at Talladega with the late models. I'm just curious who hit the pace car. And because I want to give him $100, because anyone who hits a Mustang earns $100 on my book. So, what's your thoughts about this finish here, Travis? What do you
Uh,
expect?
the unexpected.
Of course, it's
uh,
unexpected, but what do you truly feel?
3 wide, come down to a couple thousandths of a second. Maybe some guys running out of fuel.
It could be a factor with the 9. I don't think it's a factor with any of the other guys. Because everybody else, I'm pretty sure can make it, but the 9. I'm not too sure about him.
Looks like the nine's saving fuel, so be interesting to see.
Hmm.
Everett D. Lane will be getting the wave around.
As we're inside Mike Taylor. And you're right, he is saving fuel. So the strategy already coming into play. And as I fire my cameraman again for his shoddy work.
Yeah, I think we'll restart with roughly 10 laps to go, so it's going to get pretty wild.
Indeed, it is, Travis. And it
Don't
looks,
think we've seen that pace car out front for the last time either. I think these guys are going to start taking more chances.
and Everett D. Lane is getting waved around. He was at the second place car. I'm sorry for that, Everett. But Everett will get the lucky dog. Daryl Cockright is second place. What's Daryl doing
Yeah.
up here?
Now, I think we know why he dropped so far back earlier. I think that was a little fuel strategy as well.
Could be he pitted and went back there because he was way back there. He's about a good half a track back.
I'd look to see the pace car lights going out this lap.
Indeed, we have. I'm pretty sure we have 2 to go right now. Next lap will be lights going out and going green. So I got a 3 wide, maybe 4 wide wreck across the finish line. It's time I'm going to see the finish of this race. This whole mess of cars spinning across the finish line. I
I
think
think
somebody will push it a little bit too far.
I'd say we have one car finish on their roof. One of them. I'm not saying the winner, but someone will probably finish on their
Brett
roof.
Boyer style,
Yes.
on flame in fire, on fire in flames, upside down, skinning across the finish line, then go back into the 4 wheels.
I saw a photo the other day of his car doing that, and it had a caption above the other car passing him. It says, Clint, you're doing it wrong.
They need to put what they did in Elliott Sadler's. Keep all 4 wheels on the ground.
Yeah.
Because I still remember a couple of his flips at Talladega. And so that first one was, whew. A second one, he flipped on his lid, then went back on his 4 wheels and drove it away.
Yeah. His front wheels were locked up, so he couldn't go too far, but he crossed the line.
He crossed the line, all right. As the lights are out on the pace car signaling, we have 1 to go, going green next time around. Roughly about 10 laps left here with Fast Lane Racing Series. No, Fast Pace Racing League. Sorry about that. Everett's got something else in my head. Anyway, Excuse my blundering here. I might be slightly out of my mind. Huh. The
Looks like
31 is way... Oh, Daryl just wasn't paying attention. He forgot he's on the high side. Mr. Hollywood. I'm still not going to get used to him. I don't think I'm ever going to get used to Daryl Hollywood Concrete being up there in front. No matter what the race.
so we're gonna have 4 cars on the lead lap. Now Everett's gonna be at a disadvantage here though, because he's got lap cars in between him.
Indeed, and I think the 186 is crab walking slightly if I see that right. I'm not too for sure, but it looks like to be the case,
Green
only
flag.
slightly. Whoa, oh, I'm really not in the right mind. I was on replay. Sorry about that, folks. And Daryl makes a move on the high side, completes the pass on the bottom, is your new leader, Mr. Hollywood himself. Followed by the 9 of Mike, and the 79 of Joe Wood. The 31 is getting left down on the high side and is falling back fast. He needs to find a partner or get to the bottom line, single file.
Oh, look at... Oh, man, that got tight.
Joe Wood moves up the track and now is going to get help with the 31. Try to make that high side work. A nice pushing the 54 of Daryl out front. Joe Wood doesn't know where he wants to go. He said, I'm going to go high. Nope, high's not working. Going to go low. Just a matter of how long he's going to stay low. That's a nice making a move on the 54.
Oh,
Daryl makes big contact. Nice. Gets them.
Oh, there they go.
There they go. Nice
Took
contact with the
that
54.
Oh, and Daryl's going back up the track.
Oh, hard hit by Daryl
Hard.
Cartwright.
No caution yet.
No caution.
Oh,
They're
man.
still racing. That is a tough break from Daryl. I mean, I think he crowded a little bit, or the 9 got a little bit loose going back on the track. Just did not have the room, and that is the end result. 2 good cars, 2 fast cars out of the race. No caution. And really not enough time to get back up, as I believe we only have about 8 laps left here in the fast-paced racing league.
Man, you gotta feel bad for both of those guys. 2 strong cars.
2 very strong cars. 2 cars that play with strategy. The 9 not pitting last time out, and the 54 hanging back with the race to avoid the trouble. 2 strategies came to an end right there, sadly.
Now, the race is really between the 50 car and the 1 car. The 71 and the 31 are both lapped down.
But you also got to look at who's pushing the 1 car. Oh, hard push.
Oh, man.
79 gets a little bit loose from the push on the 31.
Now, there's
Oh,
1 car.
contact. 79
Oh,
gets into the 31 on the bottom. The 50's trying to make a move with the 31 on the bottom, and Everett's blocks a little bit. Moves back down to the low line. His teammate in the 79 of Joe Wood at Old School Motorsports is left on the high side and falling back fast. 31 is making a move on the outside, but squeezes back down on the inside.
Now, this is going to come down to Brandon and the 1 now. Everett and Brandon, 1 and 50, are going to be coming. They'll be 1 and 2, so they'll be right here together.
I am curious if the 79 gets up there and the Everett and the 1 has a clear lane. Is he going to go through with a partner because he knows his partner will push him to the end, worst case scenario? And the question is, will the 50 have room with the 31 on the outside, as Joel's thinking about taking it 3 wide but falls back in line on the second through? Is the 50 going to have enough room to take it to try to pass the 1 from the Everett D lane with the high line working the way it is?
I think if he don't, he'll make room, especially on the last lap. That might not end well, but he'll try.
Joel is doing everything he can to make everything work. I don't think he has enough speed on that 3rd route to make it work. He's trying, but I don't think he'll have the speed.
Oh, 86 a little loose. 186, pardon me.
I'm never get used to the triple numbers. And Joel is moving.
Brandon steps out, tries to make a move at the lead.
That indeed does, but can he get the lead on the high side without help? It looks like the 31 is going to help him a little bit. 79 is pushing the 6 on the bottom, and the 50 moves back to the bottom behind Everett D. Lane in the 1 car.
I think Brandon just needs to ride and make sure no one gets between him and Everett right now. Oh,
Oh! The 79 goes in the apron.
awesome save.
He saved it. He's on the apron. Yep, he saved it. Nicely saved there by Joe Wood.
The 6 tried to throw a block. Man, that could have been big.
I have to go back and look at it, but I don't think the 6 realized he was down there. Because Joel had a good quarter panel on him. And if he did try to block, that would have been one of the weirdest blocks ever. As a 50 trying to make a move again on Everett D. Lane, but he doesn't have the help on the outside to make it work.
Yeah, I think he's going to get cars in between him now, and that's not what he wants.
Ooh, he squeezed it back to the bottom in front of the 31. That was a squeeze.
They'll be coming to 5 to go this time.
Oh, the 31 got turned by
Now they're
Preston the
around.
186.
Caution. And now I believe we will have a one-lap shootout.
Yeah, did my radio sound bad out there?
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. As we're going to watch a replay of this.
I believe we'll get a one-lap shootout. If we don't, Everett Lane just won.
We're going to run on board with Preston Boris and see what he sees. Who's to the outside? The 31 just misjudged. Either he didn't know Preston was on the outside, or he misjudged where Preston was, because that was all the 31.
I believe he was more than likely trying to get up there and get some drafting help and misjudged.
Yeah, exactly. As we're watching here again, the 31 just misjudged where Preston was, and the end result is what you see. That was all the 31 just misjudging.
Man, if we get a one-lap shootout here, this is going to get wild. Mike Taylor will probably be back in the equation. And Preston Boers will probably be your wave around.
But this
So,
jumbles up all the cars, especially Joe Wood and Hollywood, Mr. Darrell, along with the 9. They all get bunched up again, so we're having a better finish if it does go back to green.
see, Daryl has retired after that wreck,
Hollywood's retired, okay.
so your lead lap will...
Daryl, I know that's you. I know that's you in the chat, Daryl. Under that weird name.
Daryl Cronkite, Mr. Hollywood.
And Everett saving fuel. He might be low on fuel. Is Jimmy? No, Daryl. I remember that name. You're not gonna fool me. So as we look on the standings right now, we got Everett D. Lane, Brandon Smith, and Mikey Taylor in the lead lap. Preston Boris is your first car lap down, followed by Joe Wood, Martin Porter, John Murray, Darryl Cartwright retired, along with Brian Bouchard, both retired.
So yeah, it looks like we'll probably have a one-lap shootout.
So Ryan on board with Everett D. Lane. Watch a master save fuel. Because you definitely need to save fuel mowing all the grass he mows.
Yeah, I'd watch for him to overheat. He might not have cleaned his grill off before the race.
As Daryl's cracking me up in this chat. But that's beside the point. We're on lap 33 going to 34.
So Daryl, who do you think's going to win this one?
By the way, Daryl, I think it's past your bedtime. Little revenge on Mike there, Daryl.
People watching, join that chat, get a shout out. Tell us who your favorite driver is, who your pick is, your predictions.
Or you just wanted to have your name read out loud, as Daryl, I refuse to have his name because it's just a weird name and I'm not going to pronounce that.
Oh my gosh, they
Oh,
just wrecked under
wow.
yellow.
Whoa. What in the world was that? Uh, as we're going to
He
rewind
just
here.
turned, he just turned the leader and disconnected.
Preston Boris.
He just wrecked the whole field.
Wow. And that right there is a despicable human being, I'm sorry to say. To do that and immediately leave, that is wrong on so many levels.
Everett is furious. Everyone is upset. That was wrong. That was really
That
wrong.
was really wrong on so many levels. And I can understand his frustration. Let's just hope he can get that car across the finish line and hope it's racing condition. And hopefully all these cars on the lead lap, the 1, the 50, and the 9, the 1, the 50, and the 9 have good enough cars that are not too much damage from that despicable act to make it to the end in good fashion.
Don't think anybody got too much damage from that, so
I'm not saying a lot. S50 gives one a little bit push, like what Sammy Field get up there. Actually, that's the end of the race, it looks like. Because we're on lap 34 going to 35. And the pace lights are not out. So Everett D. Lane is your winner, followed by Brandon Smith, Mike Taylor, and Preston. He should just get disqualified. I'm not even going to mention his name anymore. Joe Wood rounds up 4th. Martin Porter 5th. John Murray 6th. Daryl Concrete 7th. Brian Bouchard 8th. Followed by this despicable human being. Hey, I gotta
that was
say,
wrong.
I picked the lawnmower, and the lawnmower proved me right. The lawnmower gave me the victory. You
So,
let him win. Daryl, you know that's not true as much as I know it. I still can't get over seeing you up front for a little while. Oh, the chat's cracking me up.
so Everett Lane is your winner here at Talladega.
Followed by Brandon Smith and Mike Taylor round up your podium finishes. And I do
Good.
apologize, guys. This is not my usual quality broadcast. I'm a little bit rusty, I should say. So I apologize for that. But your broadcasters here are David Wenk, which of course is me, the Tornado, and Travis Brown, the old school guys.
Be sure to tune in to Chorus Sunday Money tomorrow night. If I finish in the top 10 in a qualifier, no David made it in Wednesday. How you think you're going to do tomorrow night, David?
As much as I hate Bristol with a passion, I'm expecting at least a 10th place, top 10 finish. I think if I can stay out of trouble, I'm strong enough car to get top 10. But I fully expect to be taken out, so I'm not going to have high hopes.
Should be exciting. Are you going to be streaming in car? I believe you told me you
Oh,
were.
that is right. I will be streaming here on Storm TV at twitch.tv King Tornado 2 tomorrow night around 7 o'clock, roughly 125 laps, 150 laps, somewhere around there at Bristol tomorrow night. So check that out on Storm TV. And Everett D. Lane fixing to come across the start-finish line here to claim his victory.
Checkered flag will go to Everett Lane in the one car.
Right to the
Dominant
lawnmower.
performance. It was a dominant performance by Everett tonight.
It was, he led most laps. He was consistently up there. And Joel looks like he's having fun destroying his car.
He does it during the race, so why not after the race?
Your sponsors tonight have been Fast Lane. No, not Fast Lane. Everett's destroying me on that. Fast Ace Racing League. And of course, Storm Motorsports here. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at twitch.tv/King Tornado 2 for the Core Racing Series. Check it out then. And good night, folks.